Okay, so I am going to make another video about this disingenuous little twat, Pearl. Um, so she posts herself outside of a church, um, to be a nuisance. So let's watch it.
There's a disconnect between what you understand are Christians. Christian women are in a marriage with a Christian husband, and it's a partnership. What's the problem with the sign? Like, what's wrong with the word obey?
We're just here to ask you to leave.
It's just kind of weird because it's like, isn't this what you guys teach in the church? You know, I'm Catholic, so it's like, it's just a little strange that there's such a hostile, response to this. I just can't.
You're posting yourself up at a church and not expecting people to be upset that you're just like they don't want to come to church on Sunday and be part of your clickbait yap fest. They want to just go to church. They want to like live their lives. They don't want to have some nuisance come and just try to aggravate people, try to badger them with some fucking I don't know what is her thing. Say should men obey their or should women obey their husbands?
Can't believe it's this big of a spectacle for like, God, this is blackfilling me. I thought the Catholics would actually. I just thought the Catholics would have some balls. Like, it's just crazy. Out of all the people.
I can't believe it's a spectacle. Even though I brought myself outside of this church with a big ass sign and a camera crew to create a spectacle, I can't believe it's been made into one. How surprising. I wonder if the sun will come up tomorrow. It's a mystery.
Obviously, there's a disconnect between what you understand are Christians. Christian women are in a marriage with a Christian husband, and it's a partnership. So all decisions are made in a partnership manner. And that's really what you need to know about Christian women. So it's like if there's a decision, it's 50-50? Usually you sit down and you kind of come to a conclusion. But like if both parties disagree. In life, how many of those situations do you have? Are you married? Okay. So there aren't many times in life where you have a decision that is so difficult that nobody can make a decision. Well, but I'm saying what would be wrong with that? Like,
Because one party should not make arbitrary decisions for the whole group. They shouldn't make decisions based on what they think is best. They should want to consult with their partner and have a genuine conversation. If you love someone and you truly want the best for them, because that's like a talking point that she likes to say, men just want the best for women, but women don't want the best for men. If they really do want what's best for them, they would want their input on a decision. They would want to know how they feel. Like, if you're truly a thoughtful partner, if you truly want, like, like you don't want a partner, you want a dog.
like what's wrong with that? What's wrong with what? Like if he did make the decisions, what's wrong with that? Well, sometimes when there's no decision to be made, either he or she will make it. Whoever felt stronger about it. Okay. So question: do you think it?
Yeah, because sometimes you just don't care. You're like, yeah, I don't care, you know? And there'll be times in a relationship where you're like, you know what? I cannot really make a clear decision right now. I need you to make a decision. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it can't just be an arbitrary decision. You can't just make unilateral decisions for your family based on what you think is best. Because especially when you have a traditional household, um, and you work a lot, you might not understand fully how the dynamics of the household runs when you're not there. So wouldn't you want your partner's input to understand, talk about what you think would be best as the household, as you are not in the household very often? And I say this as someone who is a stay-at-home mom.
It's okay for women to tell their husbands what to do?
No.
So you don't think it's okay?
Men don't tell women what to do either.
So you don't think it's okay for either party to tell them what to do?
No, they can run their own lives.
Okay. But I guess because my question
Would you
is,
want someone to tell you what to do?
yeah,
Would you know?
people tell me.
No, you wouldn't. Don't be stupid. And that's why you can't actually have a genuine conversation with people like Pearl, because you say something like, you don't want people to tell you what to do, because no one wants people to tell them what to do. And then she's like, no, I wouldn't. I'd want everyone to tell me what to do. It's like, no, you wouldn't.
What to do all the time.
That's a boss. That's a little
I mean,
bit. That's a little bit of a,
I mean, like, the church just told me what to do. They told me to get off.
Well,
so yeah, you can't really.
Yeah. But
And then you bitched about it. You didn't want to. You just had to because they had police there. And you didn't actually leave. You just went to the other side to just bitch. I can't believe it. They've made a spectacle out of it. You weren't happy with that decision. You weren't like, wow, these men are telling me what to do. Like, what?
You just did it,
I'm
right?
just telling you.
Yeah.
I just tell you, it could be I don't think that in most cases there is one person that makes all decisions. I don't think that's the kind of marriage that's going to last a long time.
Well, because my question is, the president tells the vice president what to do.
As he should.
So why is there more obedience for bosses than husbands?
Why are there not pizzas at smoothie shops? It's a completely different thing. It's a very different dynamic. Okay, so her in a traditional household, man goes to work. You listen to your boss. Are you going to allow your boss to tell you what to do in your home life? No, because it's a different dynamic. Your boss has nothing to do with your home life. And again, you're not a boss to your wife. You're not a boss to your husband. You are a partner. You are a union. You are a couple. You are together. You are one piece.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Hey guys, how's it going?
But I want to ask you, are you a Christian?
Well, yeah, I'm Catholic.
I'm sorry?
I'm Catholic.
You are?
Uh-huh.
Do you read the Bible?
Yeah.
Are you taking this question out of context, or why are you asking? I'm just curious.
I just
I'm
wanna-
a convert also.
Clickbait.
Oh, I just want to know what people believe.
Oh,
So,
okay,
yeah, I
well,
mean,
I believe
I don't-
Scripture.
okay.
I believe Scripture. And if you read the entirety,
Okay.
you get the context in which Jesus was talking, and Paul was actually referring when he wrote his letter to the Ephesians.
Okay.
Okay?
So should I read it and you can
Well, you can
maybe
take
explain-
the time and read it. I'm the head usher here, and I'm going to be here until after Mass.
Okay. Because I was just more curious, like, how far the obedience goes. So, like,
Read the context
okay.
in which
It's like, yeah, he just told you this would answer it if you were willing to read it. And I'll be honest, I've never read it. But if there's a chapter, like let's say we're reading a book, and I'm reading one chapter, and I'm like, this is a good chapter of a book. And someone comes along, reads 3 sentences of the whole chapter, and they're like, that's a really shitty book, or that's a really shitty chapter, or they gather whatever conclusion. That character is horrible, that character is great, based on 3 sentences of a chapter. They're probably not going to understand the full context of what is happening within the story. And they're going to misinterpret it in many different ways because they didn't read the whole story.
Paul's letter to the Ephesians
Okay.
was sent.
Okay. So I'll
And
read.
then you might have more of an understanding, because I've been married to the same woman for 56 years.
Mhm.
Kidding.
and she had 6 children.
Mhm.
Okay, so she submitted once or twice, and at least 6 times that I'm aware of. And yet, I've loved her through thick and thin, and
Mhm.
she's loved me through thick and thin.
What
And
the
if
hell?
you read the entirety, you'll see that what it says is have respect and love for one another.
Look at Pearl's face the whole time he explains this. She doesn't give a fuck. Because she's not there to have a genuine conversation. She's not there to hear anyone out. And that's why she does it in the manner in which she did. Or she did it in the manner in which she did. Is because she doesn't want to have any genuine conversation or genuine understanding of why people have interpreted this verse or the Bible in whatever way they have. Because if she wanted that, she would go to anyone in the congregation by themselves. I'm sure she would have been allowed into the church. You know, she could have had conversation with these people, but she doesn't care. And that's why she made it a spectacle, is she doesn't want to have fruitful conversation. She doesn't want to know anything about the meaning of which people live their lives, because she just wants to get clicks so she can tell people this is how they should live their lives, even though it's a manner of which she would never dare to live her life. Like, it's just crazy.
It's not one-sided. If
Do
you
you-
take it out of context like that, there are so many things that can be misinterpreted.
Okay. So, do you think it's okay for women to tell their husbands what to do?
I don't tell my wife. So no, I don't think it's okay for one to tell the other. Submit, if you'll read the letter,
Okay.
the scripture, what we preach,
Uh-huh.
you may get a better understanding. Do I think? No, I don't think it's right for me to tell you you can't be out here. I fought and bled for your right to do this.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
So I don't have any issue with that. I think you're being very friendly and very, and I understand. That's why I asked the question. Okay, I'm not being ugly. I'm really not.
No, I don't think you are. I was just more trying to get a better understanding. So, if a woman wouldn't tell her boss what to do, why is it not okay for why is it okay for her to tell her husband what to do?
I guess it.
And she doesn't make any arguments. She doesn't try to have any conversation with these people. And that's how you know she's disingenuous, is she just repeats these talking points. She listens to him for a few seconds and then repeats the same talking point, or maybe a slightly different talking point. But she's not genuinely trying to be thought-provoking or anything. She's just trying to rile people up and be like, oh, well, they don't live the way I think they should. I don't actually read the Bible, but this is how they should be living within it. And it's just, it's it's really interesting to see how she comes to these like parallels. Um, because they don't make any sense.
Depends on whether it's respectful discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Same for a man.
Right.
Should not be telling his wife what to do. He should be guiding her.
So you can't tell her to shut up, even if she's being really annoying?
Well, I didn't say you can't. I said you shouldn't. And there's a big difference.
Really? I think it'd be heaven on earth if husbands told their wives to shut up more.
No, I don't know that that's the case. My wife, it took me a long time to understand that.
Unfortunately, she's not married, so no one can tell her to stop yapping. But yeah, I'm not going to watch anymore because she's not going to say anything that's relevant. She's not going to say anything that's thought-provoking. She's not going to say anything that is going to change anyone's minds, because that's not what she's there to do. Because she doesn't have any arguments that she can. And you know this because she sets herself out in front of this church to get reactions, because she can't actually argue anyone, because anytime she does, her arguments are immediately shot down. She's not able to actually argue these points. So she's goes to these places to get a reaction so she can film it, so she can get these clicks. And then she doesn't take anything from it. And while she's arguing with these people, she's not trying to have a genuine argument. Who did she debate the other day? She debated someone a couple months back. And I mean, she got destroyed in the debate. But it's because she didn't have any arguments. She just had talking points. And that's not going to win an argument. That's not going to make anyone think about anything. I itched. But yeah, no. As a partner, whether or not you're a husband or a wife, you shouldn't make arbitrary decisions. You shouldn't make decisions based on what will affect you only. You have to make decisions based on what will affect everyone. And again, it's for women and for men. Like, I'll give an example. I had a C-section with my first baby. Well, I had a C-section with all of my babies. But with my first one, we didn't plan a C-section. It just, we happened to need one. So the doctor came in, she talked to me, and I was like, can you give me a minute? I want to talk to my husband about it. And my husband, like, because he's off on the side, so he comes once she leaves, and I was like, what do you think we should do? And he was like, well, what do you think we should do? And I was like, I just want to have the C-section. And I bring that up because I wasn't going to make a big decision without consulting my husband, even though the decision did directly affect me more than it would have affected him. Now, obviously, would have affected him because if I died, he would have lost a wife. If our baby died, he would have lost a child. If we both died, he would have lost a wife and a child. And a C-section obviously still affects him because he needs to take on a pretty big burden. Those first few weeks, it's pretty hard. But I say that as you shouldn't just make unilateral decisions based on what you think is best in the moment. You should make decisions based on what your partner may want, and what would affect them as well. And that's why it's wrong to be like, to frame it as, oh, should these women just obey their husbands and listen to every word they say? And it's like, not if he's a tyrant. You know, he should have enough respect for his partner to want to know what her opinion is, to want to know how this situation will affect her or the children, or how she thinks it will affect their children, or how she may think it will affect him. Because sometimes you make decisions and you don't really think about how it may affect yourself, but the people around you do. And the people around who love you may see it. And especially your partner, someone you share your entire life with, your finances, your like intimacy, your the fun, like everything. They will see you make decisions that are not necessarily good for you, but you may think that it's good in the moment. Like, you may have great intentions in the moment, but it might not plan out how you think it would, and it would have just turned out better if you had just had a conversation. And I think that's what Earl fails to see, because she's never been in any real relationships. She's never apparently been around anyone who's been in a healthy dynamic, because she's never wanted to replicate that. She's like, well, I heard someone talk about their bitch wife, and this is what she should have done, so this is what everyone should have done. And it's like, you can't just base things on a few bad stories. You're going to become jaded, and it's gonna, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Pearl is just not the person to listen to. I don't have a whole lot on why she does the way that does the thing she does, says the thing she does. I don't understand it. I know she doesn't believe in it. But she's not someone to listen to. She's never been in a healthy relationship, so she doesn't know how to replicate that. She doesn't know how to give advice on that. She just knows how to give talking points of people she thinks. I don't even understand. Like, I really don't. Like, when I try to think about it, it doesn't make any sense to me. Because she panders to a very specific audience who are like bitter about their relationships crumbling because they were too insecure, too stupid, too proud, um, pompous, like to listen to their partners or to have any respect for them. And she listens to these one-sided stories because there are three sides to every story. Theirs, and the truth. So she listens to one side of a story and gets this perspective. And then she was like, oh, this is what everyone should be. As if there's not a ton of variation within the world. Well, my kid's crying, so I gotta end it there.